What is up, you guys? I'm Charmx. Today I'm going to be reacting to 3 disturbing real basement horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a young kid, I was very scared of the basement. And now I live here. But anyway, hopefully this is going to be quite funny. Funny? What am I saying? Hopefully this is going to be quite spooky. There we go. And the original link's in the description. Make sure you go subscribe to Mr. Nightmare if you haven't already. I freaking love Mr. Nightmare. And with that being said, let's begin.
When my grandparents passed away, instead of my parents selling our house, they just let me live in it instead since I was of moving out age anyway. I just had to pay the taxes and monthly expenses. At first, I really enjoyed living alone, given that I could have whoever I wanted over whenever I wanted. But
yeah, that's kind of what I want right now. I'm so sick of living at home with my parents. I'm so sick of it. And I want to move out. But at the same time, I have extremely bad paranoia. And, you know, moving out, living on my own, I could only assume it would get worse. So I'm kind of scared too at the same time.
I quickly got lonely being alone. So I got myself a 2-year-old German Shepherd dog named Rocky. He was named after Rocky Balboa. Rocky's a very calm and gentle German Shepherd. He hardly ever barks, only when he feels threatened or if he's playing with another dog. I bought him a doggy bed the day after I adopted him and put it next to my bed. After I got Rocky, I always left the bedroom door open so that he could go get water at night if he were thirsty.
Oh no.
One night soon after I adopted Rocky, I woke up to his barking coming from outside my room and down
Are you kidding me? I got freaking jump scared with a dog bark?
the hallway. I dizzily got out of bed to check what the hell he was barking at. I rubbed my eyes as I walked down the hallway, and when I opened them, I saw Rocky maniacally barking and clawing at the basement door.
Oh my goodness. Didn't I react to something similar to this before? I feel as if I have.
I didn't know what to do. Usually I'd call my dad to deal with something like this, but now it was on me. And
Well, I mean, you could call the police, but that'd be kind of weird, because they'd be like, you know, what's your problem, sir? And you'd be like, my dog's barking at my basement door. And they'd be like, what? So you can't really call them. But you have a dog, and dogs can bite pretty viciously, right? So, I mean, go grab a baseball bat and go head downstairs and see if everything's okay with the dog.
I was terrified. I had to ask myself if I wanted Rocky to go down there with me, and I quickly realized there was no chance of me going down there alone. I opened the door ever so lightly, but it was enough for Rocky to push it open with his nose and run down the stairs.
Turn on the light.
I flipped on the lights and followed close behind.
There you go.
Rocky was silent now, which I found a bit concerning. I looked around for him, calling his name, and then I saw him standing still, with his tail between his legs, looking up at something in an opposite corner of the room that was blocked by a wall.
Don't you dare
Rocky looked at me, and his tail slightly raised as I approached him. I could now see what he was looking at. It was a closet door. Rocky's apparent bout of confidence was obviously short-lived, and he seemed to be back to his calm and timid self. All that was passing through my mind at that moment was,
someone's in the closet.
do I dare open this closet door right now? And who or what could be in there? I didn't know Rocky too well just yet, but I had a feeling he wouldn't attack whoever or whatever was in there. I'm still not sure whether I made the right move or not, but instead of opening that closet door, I took Rocky by the collar and walked with him back upstairs. He kept looking back at the corner of the basement until we got to the stairs. I shut the basement door and then dragged him back to my bedroom and shut the bedroom door. Then I went to the kitchen to call my dad. I had to call 3 times before he finally picked up in a groggy voice.
Oh my goodness. Alright, forgive me, but I thought your dad was dead. I thought he died. I thought that's how you got your house. I thought your parents passed away and then you got the house. I must have really missed something at the beginning, because apparently his parents are still alive. Anyway, why didn't you call them to begin with?
I explained the situation and asked him what I should do. He said I should go back down there with a huge knife or some kind of weapon and see what's in the closet. I told him I was too scared to.
Is it a guy? Is this a guy or a girl?
And somewhere deeper into that conversation with my dad, I realized the basement door was open.
Why do you do this to me? It's the second time I've been jump scared this video.
I put the phone down for a second to listen to what I thought were footsteps, and I was right. Loud and clear were footsteps heading towards the front door. I ran to my bedroom and told my dad. He told me to hang up the phone and call the cops, and so I did. By the time the cops showed up, though, whoever was in the house was obviously gone already. Unfortunately, I left a large amount of cash down there by the bar. All of it was gone. The basement window was wide open, so we found the method of entry pretty quickly. Just turned out to be a break-in burglary when I happened to be home.
Oh, that's crazy. Now, I believe at the beginning, I saw that the first and second story were done by the same person. So that makes me to believe that they are not real. Because, I mean, what are the odds that the same person is going to have, like, 2 crazy events like this?
This story took place just 2 weeks ago. I've always had a fear of basements since I was a kid. Now that I'm 18, my fear is obviously subdued a little bit, but I still will glance over my shoulder to any noise I may hear behind me. And I might get that slight butterfly in my stomach feeling when I'm alone. Well, on this cold Friday night, I was home alone, and since our biggest TV is in the basement, that's where I'd usually chill, especially to play video games.
It's a freaking messy basement. How do you have room to put a TV in there? I mean, look at it, there's no room.
I was playing Fortnite with my friends, some crazy popular first-person shooter game. I had headphones in and I was really invested in the game. Yet even over the loud sound effects through the headphones, I knew I heard something come from behind me, like a thump. I took off the headphones and examined the back of the basement. Now our basement is huge, but also extremely cluttered and messy. If I wanted to actually thoroughly examine what's behind me, I'd have to get up, that's how bad it is. But
Man, I'm getting anxiety from listening to this. Like, oh.
Didn't feel that were necessary. Yeah, I found it a bit unsettling any time I heard a noise, but I really didn't think it was anything to be concerned about. I tried to continue playing, however I wasn't able to give my full focus anymore. Not with part of me constantly thinking about the noise. I took off.
Oh, this is a side note. I didn't even think of this before. You're playing Fortnite on a TV. Can you even get Fortnite for a console? I mean, when I play it, it was on my computer. I didn't know they had it for the TV, or like an Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. It doesn't make sense.
The headphones and played with them off just because I was feeling extra paranoid and wanted to hear my surroundings. Shortly after taking off the headset, there was a sudden clank sound, and it had a metallic, echoey ringing to it. I turned off the system now because I was in shock. This was an intentional sound made by someone or something. I walked really, really slowly to the backside of the basement. When I laid eyes on the big metal air vent in the corner, that's when it hit me, that was most likely the source of the sound. I got as close.
Oh, there's someone inside of it? Go grab something to protect yourself if there's like an intruder.
Close as I felt comfortable, then stopped and just looked at the air vent for a second.
Oh no, jump scare. Jump scare.
I got a terrible, painful feeling in my stomach, and I felt like the life was literally being drained out of me when I saw a hand reach out from the air vent and start waving me over. Then a deep, raspy voice said, "Come here, I need help."
You want free candy? That's what I was kind of expecting. Like, what? The hand comes out and waves you over? Oh, that's stupid. That's stupid. I kind of doubt this one's real. I kind of doubt it's real.
At first, I didn't run. I just gradually stepped backwards with my mouth hung open, looking at the vents. The person's hands gripped the vent and started shaking it aggressively, obviously trying to break it open. I screamed, "I'm calling the cops," but the shaking didn't stop. I did what I said. I called the cops and told them to send someone right away. The operator told me to go to a room upstairs with a weapon, lock the door, and hide. I was the most scared I'd ever been in my entire life.
No kidding! No kidding! First off, why was there a person in your vent to begin with? And it sounds as if they were locked in there because they were trying to, like, get out. How did they get in there? What? That makes no sense. I am confused.
And the pain and fear of the situation only became worse when I heard a door bust open downstairs, and I could hear a maniac screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm not lying when I said he was screaming things like, "Where are you? I'm gonna kill you." I heard him run up the stairs. He probably ran up 2 stairs for every step because he was up the stairs in like 3 seconds. My heart was in my throat when he tried the doorknob to the door and started pounding on it so hard I could see the door caving in a little bit. I thought he was actually gonna break the door down. I had to climb out the window or I'd be a goner. I think he heard me though, because the banging stopped. I jumped from the window to the bushes below, and with the right stroke of luck, a cop car pulled up in front of my house.
You had to have caught him. You had to have caught him. Because he's still in the house, the cop is here, you're outside, like...
I basically ran into the officer's arms, begging them to go inside and get the man. They told me to wait in the police car which they locked, while they both went inside the house with their guns drawn. Not even 5 minutes later, the 2 officers came out and they were holding the man in cuffs.
Yes! You got him!
The man in cuffs took my place in the backseat of the cop car, and from that moment, until the cops drove away, he was giving me the most evil, hate-filled stare you could ever imagine. That stare still haunts me. The whole experience still haunts me. I still hang out in the basement occasionally, but nowhere near as much.
Anyway, guys, I'm gonna end it here. It's too much stress for today. But I hope you liked it. I'm still confused. Like, the guy was inside of a vent. Wasn't he? He was inside of a vent, and then they said that his hands came out and he was, like, trying to open it or something. So how did he get in the vent in the first place? That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I am confused. But anyway, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, possibly share with a friend. If you're new, hit subscribe to the family. Also, make sure to go subscribe to Mr. Nightmare. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time.